This is David Arlett of Gen Xer Reacts, and we have a local county newspaper called the Wallowa County Chieftain, and I received an email from them, as well as links to several articles, and I wanted to touch upon a few things. I'm not going to go through the local stuff because most of you probably don't care, but in the state of Oregon, a shockingly low 69.4% of people voted. That means almost 1 in 3 Oregonians did not bother to vote. This is in a state where they will deliver you your ballot 3 weeks before the election. You get a big, thick booklet that you can read to and refer to that will explain everything in detail. You have time to go through and look up on the web pages and everything else what you want to do. And then you just fill in the little circles. You fold it up, put it in an envelope. You sign the envelope that says basically, I am David, whoever, and I live at this address, and I am legally eligible to vote. And if I'm lying, I get to go to jail for a very long time, okay, if you commit election fraud. And then they'll scan the signature to make sure that it matches your driver's license, and if it's off even by a little bit, you get a letter returning your ballot saying, this is the correct way to do it, and we've got you on file now, and if you try and this happens again, you're going to go in front of a judge the next time and explain why you can't seem to be able to vote. A friend of mine did a little experiment where she kind of spelled her name just a little bit, like an I before E and an E before the I, and you put the dot in the middle like you did back in elementary school. Well, she tried that once in an off election that didn't mean anything, and she got her ballot back about 5 days later with a note saying very politely, don't try this again. We've got you on file, and if you try and do this sort of thing again, you're going to be in big trouble. So here's a new ballot. Do it again. You still have plenty of time, but don't try and monkey around with the system again. It's a very secure system, despite what the GOP would have you to believe. But goes without saying, 1 in 3 Oregonians this election, almost 1 in 3, did not bother to vote. People, it is so easy to do it. And if you get these big ballots and you're like, I don't want to fill all this stuff out, all you have to do is vote for the president. You don't have to vote on every single thing every single time. I wish you would, but you don't have to. You can vote just for the President of the United States, put it in, mail it in. It still counts in an area where they'll even pay the stamp to put it in the post office. You don't have to. It costs you zero money. All you have to do is walk to your local mailbox, and if it's super close to the election and you're afraid that, time and whatever, you could just drive it to a local drop-off box. Which, by the way, you get about a week after the election for, the mail to catch up and everything, and it will still count. But this one links to an article that I will also link to about a guy named Rich Wanschneider. He's one of the editors. And basically, he talks about why people don't vote, and in his opinion, and this is very controversial, maybe we need to go to the old Greek system called an oligarchy, where only an educated minority of people were allowed to vote, and they were required to vote as part of their citizenship. Maybe if people started losing their citizenship if they don't vote, maybe they'll start to get out there in the 90-plus percentile, which is where Oregon elections in an election or a presidential year used to be. I remember one election where the day of the election, they had over 89% of the ballots had already been tabulated in the computer. And all they had to do was wait for the rest of the ballots to come in, and I think it averaged right around 94% of people voted. But people, if you want to know why Donald Trump is going to be taking the oath of office, it's because people just think that, everybody else is going to vote, so I'll just sit back and do nothing. You know, the lazy person's way. Let other people do it for me. It's too confusing. It's too hard. There's not an app for that. Ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, if you did not vote, you have no reason to complain. Because you basically said, I'll just let other people decide for me what is best for me, instead of doing it myself. If you disagree with me, go ahead and put it down below. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hope to see you guys on better days.